Hello, I'm Andy, and I'm going to read to you a program called Tarot Your Love Story for the month of September 2019. And this is for you coming from Leo. Before I proceed, this is my email address, andyhoro9, ANDIHORO 9, the number 9 at gmail.com. Send me an email and I'll come back to you as soon as I can. Now, the first card that I'm going to pull will be to do with your first 15 days of September. And I'm going to tackle the situation of a new romance, should you find a new romance in the first 15 days. And I will say this is not a good card. Be very careful that you'll find somebody with many complications, some of them financial, some of them differences of outlook and opinion as well. So, should you meet somebody showing a lot of interest to you in the first 15 days where romance is concerned, go slow, take your time, and you yourself have to be a bit careful. Don't rush into anything too quickly. Now, what about an ongoing romance? Should you have one? You coming from Leo. Well, this is a card that says there are many differences between you and your ongoing romance partner already seen. Don't let them bubble up from one to another. Otherwise, it'll be an endless problem for you. And don't show your temper either. Take the soft approach in everything if you value your ongoing romance and you want to keep it. Because it's going to be a bit difficult this first 15 days where your ongoing romance is. So be understanding, be flexible, be appreciative since it's you who is listening to me. Now, about your marriage situation. Let's see what the card says. Well, regarding the marriage is much better. It says in the earlier part of this first 15 days, there may be some differences and unhappiness. But as the days progress, as the few days progress, you're going to improve them. So you're going to find solutions in your marriage areas. So don't create bad situations. Try to be as friendly as possible. Try to be accommodating as possible in your marriage area. And that will leave you in a position where you need not have to do too much repair work later on. Now, your last 15 days, you're coming from Leo. Let's see what the card says. And this has got to do with a new romance, should you find one. And if you find a new romance, it says, look into the past history of this person. There is some sadness or letdown or depression. And that doesn't mean you shouldn't be interested in this person, but you don't want this person to enter into your life in the form of a new romance with all these past difficulties. Let this person clear up the problems before you try to get interested in this person. So it's a card of some kind of complication. So don't rush into the arms of a new possibility the last 15 days of a romance. Take your time, let the act clear. Now, what about the ongoing romance if you have one? The ongoing romance says that differences of opinion are seen. What you look at, what your ongoing partner looks at is different. So obviously, there's some kind of difficulty in finding a common ground. So if it's got to do about purchasing a car, purchasing or investing in a condo, or whether any kind of decision making, since it's you listening to me, you could either give way or you could slowly delay the progress of having to make a decision. That I would prefer better because I'm not very happy with this card. If you allow a decision to be made in the last 15 days, it's not going to be a good one, whether you make it or whether your ongoing romance partner makes it. Something not good is happening. Now, about your marriage situation, last 15 days. And let me see what this card says. Well, it's a card called the Hermit, but it's a good card. It's a card of eternity. So it's not marriage is not going to break down. There's no danger of that. There's only a problem that there's one issue that cannot be found a solution. And that issue keeps coming back again and again and again. And it comes back in the last 15 days of September. So you have to try your best to once and for all settle it, or at least keep calm, and don't let this issue overtake you. Otherwise, your marriage will have difficulties in the last 15 days. Now, about you coming from Leo and your lucky ages. So, there are some people from Leo who are going to be very lucky about something or another, well, especially in romance or marriage. And let's see what this card says. You coming from Leo. Well, if you happen to be the ages of 18, you coming from Leo. Yes, if you happen to be the ages of 18 or 27 or 36 or 45 or 54 or 63 or 72, well, you're going to be one very lucky person in the area of romance or in marriage. Things are going to go very well for you. So look on the bright side of things always. Make your partner as happy as possible. Be accommodating. And you will see that if you're of these ages, you'll have a perfect situation. Now, if you're not of these ages, then you'll have to see me one day for a 90-minute session. And during this 90-minute session, I'll have your date of birth and time of birth and look at your palms. And I'll tackle your next 7, 8, or 9 years in all areas of your life. We'll talk about that later. Now, about your lucky colors. It's the card of sunshine, so I'm going to say yellow. Wear plenty of yellow, and you're going to become very, very lucky in this month of September where romance or marriage is concerned. Your aura will be inspired, you'll find solutions, or you'll make wonderful contacts if it's a new romance you're looking for. And now about lucky direction. So let's see what this card says now. Lucky direction. From this card, I would say that if you face southeast, you're going to get a lot of inspiration and your aura will be wonderfully seen. And you'll be able to make that contact for a new romance or improve your romance that you already have or improve your marriage. So the inspiration will come from this direction. So face this wonderful direction and you'll be very lucky. Now about an attachment to somebody. So let's see who this somebody could be. And we'll see. Well, I make it somebody from Scorpio. You're going to meet somebody from Scorpio. You see the sign of the Mars on top there? That leads me to believe it's somebody from Scorpio. So somebody from Scorpio is going to make you very, very lucky and very, very, very well. So look forward to meeting somebody from Scorpio or chase somebody from Scorpio that you want to meet. Now about the 90-minute session. And that's going to cost you USD 50 to know your next 7, 8, or 9 years based on your date of birth, time of birth, and looking at your palms. And I'll give you a lot of information, your lucky colors, your lucky gemstones, your lucky days, your lucky directions. I'll give you your personal lucky lottery numbers based on what I see on your palms and your horoscope as well. And with all that information, you'll be very inspired and you'll be right in charge of everything in your life, or at least for the next 7, 8, or 9 years. So send me that email, andyhoro9, ANDIHORO9, the number 9, at gmail.com, and I'll come back to you as soon as I can. Until then, have a very happy month of September, and I wish you a very lucky Your Love story. Thank you and goodbye.